Alright, I've been seeing a lot about this Dead Cells game. Let's see if it's worth doing a video on. Yep, you need to play Dead Cells. Okay, seriously though, I have been hooked on this game since the moment I first booted it up, and I've had to work extra hard to pull myself away from it just to make this video. It took a lot of willpower, I gotta say. Dead Cells is a roguelite dungeon crawling brawler, but that's selling it short. There's so much going on under the surface that we gotta break it down a little bit. On their Steam page, developers Motion Twin describe it as a Roguevania, which is something I never really heard of before, but by golly, this game is exactly that. There are so many different influences impacting Dead Cells' design that it ends up being a whole new creation that melds all the best parts of other games together. So I'm gonna try my best to describe all those influences to you. The most obvious is probably Symphony of the Night. It looks like it graphically with the chunky pixel art aesthetic, and movement is very fluid and feels great. It has the basic roguelite staples of procedural generation and permanent death every run, but I was surprised to see that it incorporated Metroidvania elements as well. As you progress to new areas, you'll encounter boss fights that really put your skills to the test. But if you beat them, it unlocks new abilities like climbing vines and coffins that teleport you to different parts of the map. These power-ups are not only used to reach hidden secrets, but also to unlock new pathways that were unreachable on previous runs. And this is where I realized Dead Cells also has a little bit of Star Fox 64 going on. You see, if you normally progress through the game, you'll go to the Promenade of the Condemned, but when you unlock the Vine ability, this opens up a path to the Toxic Sewers. And if you collect the coffin teleportation in the sewers, it gives you access to the Ossuary. And these three main paths are your easy, medium, and hard routes. So whether you want to kick back and relax or give yourself more of a challenge, all of these options are available from the first level. And eventually they rejoin at the same place near the end. You see where I'm going with the Star Fox stuff? If you want some new items or more experience, you can go to the tougher areas once you unlock them. And wow, they are really hard. They got electric tombstones, mechanical spiders, invisible cloaking, oh my! In fact, from a combat perspective, the Dark Souls influence is very apparent. Enemies pack a wallop, so you have to plan your moves carefully. But if you time your rolls effectively, you can be pretty aggressive as well. Hey look, it even has that Bloodborne thing where you can get some of your health back if you start hitting them right away. I love that. There's a huge selection of swords, whips, shields, bows, amulets, and shoes to choose from, all with various effects and attack speeds. If you want to play defensively and counter when a baddie strikes, shields are a good way to go. Whips automatically target the closest enemy, so they're good to have for annoying flyers or crowds with low health. Heck, if you've had enough of them, you can even just kick them off the ledge, Spartan style. See ya! On top of all this, you have an even bigger selection of items to use, like grenades, turrets, or traps, all of which have special benefits or elemental damage attached to them. It's easy to forget about them early on because you can take down foes with your normal weapons easily enough, but by the later levels, they are necessary to stand a chance. My favorite combo is magnetic bombs and fire grenades, so it can lump them all together at once and burn them alive. I can just stand on a ledge above them and watch the carnage ensue. I might need some help. But I love the variety Dead Cells offers, including all the side perks of each item, like emitting a poison cloud upon death, or even releasing a herd of little biter grubs. They're adorable, but super gross at the same time. It's fantastic. If you play smart enough, you can make most any combo work in your favor. But no matter what, it's good to upgrade your items as you go, and have a setup that's ready for any situation. Now, of course, Dead Cells has a lot of roguelite aspects, but not everything resets when you die. It has a little bit of Rogue Legacy influence in that you can collect cells to permanently upgrade equipment, like a health flask that can gain more uses, keeping some of your gold upon death, or increasing damage for the items you like to use. This also unlocks new weapons if you find a blueprint for them as you go. So while it does take a lot of skill to best the gauntlet of Dead Cells, you can upgrade stats as you play to have a little bit of an edge. But for the most part, it's back to the drawing board when you start a new run. You can collect health, strength, or skill upgrades along the way, or try to go go as fast as you can to beat these time gates, which can give you some extra cash or a rare blueprint. But you have to be careful because this might make you underpowered if you just rushed through without getting proper equipment. There's even challenge rooms where you can't get hit once, or cursed chests that give you some extra cells and an item, but you can't get hit for the next 10 enemies. There's a lot to experience and discover in Dead Cells if you're searching for it, and it has something for every type of player. The one thing I do want to mention is that it is still in early access, which means there's going to be some bugs here in the beginning days of development. One time my computer couldn't connect to Steam Cloud, so it didn't load any of my save data. But once I realized this, it had rewritten over my old save, so I lost all my progress. So make sure you're always playing online or disable the cloud sync. But other than that, I really haven't noticed any big problems. If this is where the game is starting, it can really only get better from here. In fact, since I've started playing, they've already introduced a huge update with a ton of new improvements, weapons, and enemies. I can't stress enough that movement feels really smooth and combat is super satisfying. It has just the right amount of challenge, and is extremely addicting with that just one more game mentality it offers. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. They've stated that they want to add double the content before full release, so I expect to see even more Metroidvania skills added, new areas, and more bosses to keep me coming back for a long time to come. If you're looking for the next great roguelite that will make you rage quit just to boot it right back up to try again, and pushes boundaries into some really creative waters, then you need to play Dead Cells. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I just wanted to remind you of a couple things that I haven't plugged in a little while. Did you know that we have a Snowman Gaming Discord server? Check it out in the description below if you want to join and chat about games or all kinds of stuff. We have a pretty bumpin' community, but it could always use a fresh face. If you enjoy my content and want to help support the channel, Patreon is a great way to do so. You gain access to special rewards like giving input for future good game design episodes, monthly updates on what I've been playing lately, and even getting your name in the credits like these awesome people right here. Finally, follow me on Twitter for updates and Twitch for the occasional live stream, so you don't miss out on anything Snowman Gaming. I love you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay frosty, my friends.